everyone, Chris Herman here from Story of the Season. Very pleased to be chatting with head coach Nathan Slaughter from Bishop Dunne. Coach, it's your first year with the program and certainly a crazy year to be getting started. How are things going? And how has the transition been for you?
It's been great. We've been, working together, using our resources. One of our main mottos is by any means with integrity. Even though this is a different, season, it's different than what I prepared for with COVID and things like that. We've been doing everything we can with the protocols in place, with the time that we have, just to move forward and, bring these kids and parents and community an elite experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's been probably something you never would have expected when you took over the program to kind of be going through this whole phase. But you have gotten a chance throughout the summer, I'm sure, through some workouts and just practices with the kids. You've gotten a chance to get to know the team and to see the leadership and just to get to know the players on a personal level, but also from a head coach, a football level. Can you talk a little bit about kind of what we've learned about the team and what you've learned about the team specifically since you started and how camp has gone?
Well, we've learned a lot. Our kids, we've not lowered the bar of the standard that we're setting. So we're trying to be a college preparatory campus, even in athletics as well. So that's the mindset and what we're trying to instill on them on a day-to-day basis. And we've had some of our seniors that have been in the program for a long time. They've been a part of the state championship team that was here in 2018. So, some of those guys like Dunne Brown, Tim Peterson, Josh Ramos, Sam Strong, those are a couple of the guys that, they're kind of be the main pillars of this program moving forward as they enter in their senior year. And then we've also at the same time had a couple of kids come out that haven't played football that are seniors, like Nick Smith, Liam Robbins, that are great students, great young men, and they're using those same talents on the football field, and it's allowing them to be successful. We've seen that they're a very resilient bunch, that they respond well as we continue to turn up the heat on them and put them in pressure situations to make diamonds out of them. And so that's one thing that I've noticed is that our kids are really resilient. They take the coaching well. They want to be great. And it's just about piecing it together, just making a muscle memory, once they're under the fire.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about kind of scheme and the X's and O's and also some more about personnel. So we'll get to the defense in a second, but if we start kind of with the offense, can you tell us a little bit, maybe speaking to the fans and everyone that's going to be following the team this season, what can we expect out of this offense? What's the scheme going to be? What are some of the tricks you have up your sleeve?
So I've been lucky and blessed to have an offensive coordinator that has a lot of great experience. He coached the Dallas Renegades in XFL last year. Was at Texas State for a couple of years. So Joe Kirchhoff has done a great job. Football comes down, to four things. It's numbers, angles, leverage, and matchup. So our offense is based on, attacking space and creating conflict. We're going to create conflict, motions, shifts, misdirections. We're going to utilize our one-on-one matchups. We're going to make sure that our opponent is not ready for us schematically. So that's one thing that we're going to do is we're going to create conflict. We're going to attack space offensively. And so, we have a quarterback that's very, very smart. We're quarterback-driven offense. Like I said, we're going to utilize a lot of motions and shifts to put the defense in conflict. And, we're trying to be as explosive as we can, in doing those things.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about some of the guys that we should be keeping our eyes on as we move into the first week of the season?
First and foremost, it all starts up front. And so our pillars up front, Dunne Brown, Josh Ramos. We have Tim Peterson on the offensive line as well. Those are some of the pillars offensively on the line. Our running back, Greg Lane, senior. We're going to rely on him heavily. We got a young, up-and-coming sophomore receiver, Jesse Lara. That's going to be able to do some great things. And, it's all going to be led by our quarterback.
Yeah, and moving things over to the defensive side of the ball, what can we expect out of the defense?
So just like we talked about offense, they want to attack space. On defense, we want to dictate space. So our mentality, is to attack, dictate, and disrupt. And so that's what we're going to do defensively. We're going to make sure that we dictate to the offense what we allow them to do. We're going to be multiple and going from, 3-down schemes to 4-down schemes, from zone to man, to just present and put our players in the best possible matchups, because I talked about matchups are a big thing. So especially, it's going to change from week to week based on the opponent, but we're going to stay true to attacking, dictating, and disrupting each and every week.
Yeah, good. And can you talk a little bit about some of the personnel that I guess the pressure is going to be on, and who the defense is going to look to for leadership this season?
So we have a lot of carryover from the offense, but a couple of guys that stand out defensively that I didn't mention earlier, Nick Smith. He's plays kind of in our hybrid safety role. He's very versatile and shows some great things in the scrimmage. Up front, we have some young linebackers. We got Lloyd Lewis. He's a freshman, but he's very physical. He's picking up well on the inside linebacker. We also have, Sam Strong. He plays our hybrid outside backer, defensive lineman, who does a lot of versatile things. He's a senior. That's an anchor in the boundary. And one of our corners as well, and Josh Acuna, who is, he's very disciplined. He takes the coaching. He stays true to his technique. So those are going to be some of the pillars on the defense.
Okay. So, Coach, looking into the season opener, what are going to be the keys to victory this Friday?
So these are, we look at winning like baking a cake. Everybody has ingredients, but you got to mix them the right way. And so our plan to win is based on a couple of different pillars. And the first thing is not beating ourselves. That's something that we preach to our kids every week. Next part is making special teams special. We're going to do a couple of things on the special teams wise that are a little unorthodox and advantage in that aspect. Third is dominating the trenches, offensive and defensively, making sure we're resetting the line of scrimmage. We're dominating up there. Another part is winning at 78%. The NFL did a study. They had a couple different pillars over the last 50 years. If you win those aspects of the game, that you win the game 78% of the time. So we talk about turnover ratio, explosive plays, made and missed tackles, also field position and punting the ball inside the 10-yard line. So those are some of the things that we're going to focus on. And then obviously, just winning situational football when we get in the red zone scoring, making sure that we're converting third downs. Those are just some of the things that we're going to rely on each and every week, regardless of who our opponent is.
Got it. Well, Coach Slaughter, wishing you all the best. Thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you.